a goddamn minute. Why am I so late to the party? Why didn't I know about Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa, and Teyana Taylor? Baby, what? Oh, you're gonna love me. That shit looks so divine. It's almost look like they was made for each other. Them motherfucking pictures look like they supposed to be in an art museum. Like, that shit looks so fucking French kiss. I am here for it. I am here for it. That gotta be the reason why Lori was like, nah, I'm cool on him. Because you know Lori is not turning down no new bait, baby. She would have ate it up real quick. Oh, I'm just hurt for it. They look so damn good together. Like, what?
Aaron Pierre has always been known as one of Hollywood's most promising rising stars. But what everyone didn't expect was that he'd suddenly drop a bombshell that would send shockwaves through the entertainment world. The news broke out. Aaron was proposing to Teyana Taylor. Yes, you heard that right. The actor, who has been a close friend of Teyana for years, took a bold step, one that no one saw coming. But the real twist in the tale wasn't just the proposal. No, it was Iman Shumpert's response to it, and believe me, it involves threats. What happens when two men fight for the same woman? A love triangle this explosive could only lead to chaos, and it's unfolding right before our eyes. It all started with a public announcement. Aaron Pierre, the actor with a promising future, shocked everyone when he announced that he was going to propose to Teyana Taylor. It wasn't just a regular announcement. This was a statement. Teyana and Aaron have been close friends for years, with their bond growing stronger over time, but this was a major shift in their relationship. Fans were buzzing about the news, unsure if it was a spontaneous romantic gesture or a calculated move. Some wondered whether this was a calculated attempt by Aaron to secure Teyana's heart, especially considering the fact that Iman, Teyana's estranged husband, had recently been out of the picture after their separation. Aaron's proposal wasn't something done lightly, and it definitely wasn't a small gesture. But what was going through his mind when he made the decision? Was he trying to stake a claim on Teyana? After all, he had known her intimately for years, and maybe now seemed like the perfect time to take the next step. The question on everyone's mind, however, was whether Teyana was ready to take that step with him, especially given the complicated history between her and Iman. Teyana's reaction to Aaron's proposal was far from what anyone expected. On the one hand, she had been friends with Aaron for years. Their relationship was genuine, and there was a lot of emotional depth to their connection. But on the other hand, Teyana had been married to Iman Shumpert for several years. They have children together, and that bond was undeniable. This wasn't an easy decision to make, and Teyana had to wrestle with her emotions. Teyana's family members had mixed reactions to the proposal. While some supported her pursuit of happiness and thought it was time for her to move on from Iman, others were more cautious. They advised her not to rush into something so soon, especially not when there was so much at stake. Fans, too, were deeply invested in Teyana's every move. The public had followed her and Iman's relationship for years, and now, with this new proposal from Aaron, everyone wanted to know, who would she choose? The dependable Aaron, or the father of her children, Iman? As you can imagine, things took a dramatic turn when Iman Shumpert, Teyana's estranged husband, responded to the proposal. This wasn't just a polite response. No, Iman was furious. According to sources close to him, he felt deeply disrespected by Aaron's bold move. Iman, known for his calm demeanor, was anything but calm this time. The tension between Iman and Aaron boiled over, leading to a heated altercation that left everyone shocked. But it didn't stop there. Iman allegedly confronted Aaron in a fiery exchange, warning him to back off. According to reports, Iman didn't mince words. He promised there would be consequences if Aaron didn't stay away from Teyana and their family. The real question that everyone is asking now is whether Iman's threats are just empty words, or if he has something far more dangerous in mind. Could this rivalry escalate into something far darker than anyone is prepared for? The tension surrounding Teyana's decision grew more palpable with each passing day, and the stakes only seemed to rise as Iman's threats hung heavily in the air. Caught between two worlds, Teyana found herself in an emotional whirlwind that she had never anticipated. On one hand, there was Aaron, her longtime friend who had been a constant support in her life, someone who seemed to understand her on a deeper level. On the other, there was Iman, her estranged husband, and the father of her children, with whom she had shared years of their lives together, despite the growing distance between them. The complexity of her emotions only deepened as she tried to navigate the difficult decision ahead. This wasn't just a matter of choosing between two men, it was about the future of her family, her personal happiness, and the consequences of each choice on her children. Teyana's family, too, was divided on the matter, further complicating her internal struggle. Some believed that Teyana deserved to start fresh, to move on from the painful chapters of her relationship with Iman, and find happiness with Aaron. They saw this as an opportunity for her to break free and pursue a love that was more fulfilling, one that had the potential to heal the wounds that had been inflicted over the years. However, others in her family were more cautious. They worried that rushing into a new relationship so soon after her separation from Iman might not be the wisest move. They feared that Teyana might be making decisions driven more by emotion than logic, possibly setting herself up for further heartache down the line. The last thing she wanted was to make a choice that she would regret, something that might impact her long-term happiness, her relationship with her children, and the way her fans saw her. The pressure to make the right decision was overwhelming, and she felt as though there was no room for error. Her fans, too, were split, and the divisions between them reflected the complexity of the situation. Some fans were firmly in Aaron's corner, using social media platforms to express their support for the bond he shared with Teyana. They believed that Aaron truly understood her, that their connection went beyond just friendship, and that his proposal was a sincere gesture of love. To them, Aaron was the man who could give Teyana the happiness she deserved, the one who could help her heal from the scars of her past, and offer her a future filled with love and security. On the other hand, there were just as many, if not more, who were supporting Iman. These fans saw the bond between Iman and Teyana as sacred, a family that had been built over the years, and they weren't about to let Aaron come in and disrupt. They viewed Aaron's actions as opportunistic, as if he were trying to take advantage of a vulnerable situation. To them, the timing of his proposal seemed questionable, as though he was trying to swoop in when Teyana was emotionally raw and confused. The situation began to spiral as online debates between fans intensified, with some fans growing more vocal and aggressive in their defense of their chosen side. The hashtag #SheShareTeamAaron began trending, fueling the conversation and further deepening the divide. It wasn't just about supporting a particular person anymore. It had become a battle between ideologies, with each group of fans vehemently arguing that their side was right. As the arguments continued, the questions surrounding the situation began to grow more complex. Was Iman really capable of following through with the threats he had made? Could things escalate into something more dangerous? Or would it remain a war of words? Some fans even began to wonder if there was a deeper, darker side to the story. Could Aaron and Iman have a history that went beyond what was publicly known? Was this altercation the result of a long-standing feud that had finally reached a boiling point, or was there something more sinister at play? As the drama continued to unfold, the pressure on Teyana mounted. With each passing day, the situation seemed to grow more volatile. Fans weren't just speculating about who she would choose. They were predicting what would happen next. The thought of a public confrontation between Aaron and Iman became increasingly likely, and many began to wonder if their tension would finally boil over into a physical altercation. The possibility of a legal battle emerged, particularly if Teyana chose Aaron. If she did, it could lead to a custody battle over the children, something that would make the already complicated situation even more difficult. Such a move would undoubtedly fuel the fire of public scrutiny, dragging her family's personal affairs into the media spotlight in ways they had never experienced before. If things were to go down that path, it would mark a turning point in Teyana's life, and not necessarily in a good way. But what if Teyana chose to stay with Iman? Could Aaron walk away from their close friendship, or would he find it impossible to accept losing Teyana, especially after making such a bold move? Fans and insiders alike were curious to see how Aaron would handle the situation if Teyana ultimately decided to reconcile with her estranged husband. Would he be able to remain friends with her, or would the emotional toll of losing her be too much for him to bear? And for Iman, the prospect of Teyana choosing Aaron over him was an equally difficult pill to swallow. Could he ever trust her again if she ultimately decided to move on with someone else? Their already fragile relationship could be shattered, beyond repair, and the fallout from that decision could extend far beyond their personal lives. The stakes were incredibly high for all involved. Teyana's decision would not only affect her relationships with Aaron and Iman, but it could also have far-reaching consequences for her career, her family, and her public image. The pressure was immense, with her every move being scrutinized by fans, media, and those closest to her. The emotional turmoil of being caught between two worlds, each with its own set of expectations, was taking its toll. There were no easy answers, and no matter what decision she made, there would be consequences. The reality of the situation is that Teyana was faced with the challenge of navigating a highly public, emotionally charged, and complex scenario. The stakes were far higher than just a romantic decision. It was about her future, her family, and how she would move forward from this point on. Each choice she made would reverberate throughout her personal and professional life, and the drama surrounding her decision was only going to intensify as more details emerged. The world was watching, and Teyana was stuck in the middle, trying to find a way to make the right choice for herself and her children, without losing sight of what truly mattered. Fans, as always, were predicting the next steps in the unfolding drama. Would we see a media circus? It certainly seemed like both Aaron and Iman had massive platforms, and the press would likely seize every opportunity to report on their every move. Could this lead to a public war of words, or would things cool down quietly? With both men's careers at stake, there was no telling how far things would go. This love triangle between Aaron, Teyana, and Iman is far from over. In fact, it's just the beginning of something that could tear them all apart, or bring them together in unexpected ways. The world is watching, waiting for Teyana's decision. What will it be? Will she choose Aaron and risk everything with Iman? Or will Iman's threats push her back into his arms? Only time will tell. But one thing is for sure. This saga is far from finished. So what do you think? Will Teyana choose Aaron, or will Iman's threats have the last word? Drop your thoughts and theories in the comments below. We want to hear what you think. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more updates, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next explosive twist in this drama. This story is just beginning, and you won't want to miss a thing.